Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jarek Brian Show. My name is Jarek, and we're going all the way to AVax today, and we have a very special guest. We have Love Monster on the show. And Love Monster, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, this is great. And I've heard so many great things about you guys, especially from One Third Nerd. You guys are doing a lot of great things on the AVax ecosystem. But before we get into AVax, Love Monster, all that great stuff, tell us about your journey here into Web3.
Cool. So yeah, I've had a design company where I've been building web apps and mobile applications for more than 10, 11 years, probably 12 years, I'd say. I've been invested in crypto for more than a decade now. I got in early on a few bad projects, but obviously stayed persistent and continued investing in crypto and seeing the benefits of being a part of that sort of community and ecosystem. So I launched Love Monster 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago now in November. And it just started out as like a humble little NFT project. And we got a lot of good attention and feedback from the community for it. And it sort of just grew into what it is today.
Oh, yeah, no. And I said, the game looks great, right? And like the artwork is really cool too. And actually, the name is very unique. Where did you guys get Love Monster from?
So I had that name several years ago. I've had it for like God knows how many years. It was going to originally be a clothing line. Me and a friend in Vegas were going to do. One thing led to another. We didn't end up doing the brand, but I just hung on to that name. And yeah, when I was putting an idea together for an NFT project, I was like, maybe I should use that. That makes sense. So yeah, I just sort of loved the name and the brand I created, and thought Love Monster is what it was.
Yeah, no, it's very unique. And like I said, I've never, in a sense of like seeing like artwork like this, it was very like different, right? And no one's really done kind of like a cute kind of type like love kind of like these guys are cute. All these little NFTs are cute and everything like that. Was that kind of like the purpose behind it, so that you can kind of be kind of like more like kind of like marketable and such, or what's the kind of like the artwork, like the inspiration behind it?
So I wanted to create something that, like you said, like was brandable.
Mm.
So the overall vision is for it to be more than just an NFT. Like my overall sort of goal would be to create like cartoon series from this, merchandise, toys, everything that you could possibly think of. To me, it's a very brandable product and IP that we've created.
No, 100% it is. Like I said, these are very cute, very very interesting kind of characters, right? And kind of like go into the mechanics of like the game, like actually like with the NFT and everything like that. Like, is this like kind of like a battle type game, or can you describe Love Monster to us?
Sure, yeah. So Love Monster is a turn-based combat game, like strategy combat. So each of your love monsters, you can teach them skills, you can edit their DNA stats, they're upgradable as well. So you can either upgrade their level through staking them in our dashboard, which is called the Monster Hub, or through playing them and earning XP. So the whole game is, like I said, it's a turn-based combat game. You teach the monsters different skills. You can enter into 1v1, 2v2 and 3v3 turn-based battles with this PvP, so you play against other players. We are introducing PvE, so you'll be playing against like the environment, which will be like bots as such. But yeah, it's like a very strategic game. It's I didn't want to just create a button bashing kind of game. I wanted something that had a bit more strategy behind it, longevity as well, and that wasn't going to be just a quick, easy game. It was something that you had to put some thought into it, and I'm seeing that from a lot of the community. Like the feedback we're getting is like they love the game and how advanced it actually is in terms of the battles aren't just a simple fighting game. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, see, I love that, right? Since you said something that was very like important, that if I'm correct, you've been building for 2 years, and like projects that do that have been building for quite a while, because to build a game like this is like very, very like hard, right? And actually building a quality game too. So it
Yeah.
just shows me that you've been out here kind of like just grinding for these past 2 years. But is it specifically just working on just this one game alone, or do you have other games too as well you're working on?
No, so Maverick Meta Labs is the gaming company behind Love Monster. We have built out other games before in the past and other apps. We've had like several number one apps. We had Meek Mill's Bike Life game. We did an emoji app with Dan Bilzerian, which is called Blitzmoji.
Oh,
That did like over a million downloads in the first 24 hours, and it actually got banned by Apple the following morning. So we thought we'd made all this money. and the next morning they'd gone and banned the app, and that's another story. But yeah, I've got a lot of experience in building out games and stuff. So at the minute, we're focusing on Love Monster, but there are plans for other apps in the future.
Oh, yeah, see, that's great right there too. That, like I said, just constantly grinding and building out. And you guys have been taking your time, because what got me definitely in this last kind of run, this last bull run, is that projects who I thought could spin up a game within like a month, and then I would totally get rugged on it though. So I definitely want to address it to the audience. It takes time to build a game. It takes a lot of time, right? And I kind of like, we're definitely going to get back into the game, but you guys are on AVax, right? And can you kind of speak on how, or maybe if you feel this, but I feel this just as well. You could speak on how underrated AVax is actually in the whole like NFT ecosystem and AVax in general.
Yeah, I feel like AVax is, for us to build on Avalanche, it's great, and obviously for the consumers as well, the people that are playing the game, because of the speed of the chain, how cheap it is to pay gas fees. But I do feel like there's now, especially at the minute after especially with Alex Becker and Neo Tokyo, like there's a lot of eyes coming into AVax. There's a lot of great games being built on Avalanche as well. But I do feel like it's one of them chains that people just don't pay much attention. Everyone always looks at Ethereum or Polygon, for example. But yeah, for me, like Avalanche is the perfect chain for us to be building Love Monster on.
Yeah, and speak on the Avalanche like foundation or everything like that. Are they very supportive of you guys, or are they very easy to reach and you guys need certain things?
Yeah, they're very supportive. So we're currently we're working with the Gaming on Avalanche team. We've got Park over there and Cooper who are really helpful, and literally like they put us in contact with a lot of cool people that have helped us or are continuing to help us grow what we're building. One of them, for example, is the partnership that we should be announcing next week. So I'm going to say is Sphere One, and that's going to be huge for us. What it basically does is one-click Web3 wallet. So basically, instead of the traditional sign-up process where a user will come in, they'll have to put their email in, a password, and they get an email confirmation, they have to verify that, and then connect their wallets. What the users will be able to do now is they'll come to Love Monster to create an account. They'll literally press one button, they'll sign up, and that creates them a self-custody wallet, a full game account where all of their NFTs will be displayed in it directly on Avalanche, and basically closing the loop in our entire ecosystem. So whether you want to go and purchase an NFT, say you're a non-crypto user, you come onto our ecosystem, you create an account, you can purchase an NFT with a credit card, and that NFT gets put into your wallet instantly, and then you can start playing our game. So there's no connecting wallets, signing transactions. It's all done seamlessly through the power of like Sphere One. They've got a great system there we're integrating with at the minute.
See, and that's right there is why I like projects to actually think about that. Onboarding users that maybe don't want to, get it like, a MetaMask and like things like that. And you guys are solving kind of like that problem. It's like a quick, easy thing. They can have all their NFTs. They don't have to worry about all these other things, connecting to this, connecting to that. It's all right there. So yeah, it's a big fan of what you guys are doing. And speaking of kind of like talking about like Web3 gaming, right? And kind of speaking on the future of Web3 gaming too, like where do you kind of see like Web3 gaming like in the next kind of like 5 years?
I see Web3 gaming being a huge part of like the gaming world, I say. But at the minute, like Web3 is a very, very small part of the industry that gaming is. And that's why, like what I just mentioned before, like the Sphere One thing for us is great, because we want to bring in those Web 2 or Web 2.5 players into Web 3. And if they don't know about creating a MetaMask wallet and downloading and purchasing NFTs, all that stuff, it gets complicated, and then you're just going to lose. There's too much friction there for a new user. So I do see, like, as long as all this development continues to happen and take place, what's happening now, like there's a lot of advancements in simplifying the onboarding process. I see it being, I like what we're trying to create is giving the power back to the players, like rewarding them for playing, the true play to earn, and the items that you do earn in game, you can bring them on chain to sell them. I think that's going to be, it's the future for me. Like I do believe that we're in a great position at the minute. And we're still early.
very much so. And you said true play to earn. Can you kind of go more into detail about that?
Sure, yeah. So with what we're creating at Love Monster is, well, so we've already got a marketplace. What we're doing now, one of the new features we're about to roll out is bringing items on chain, and then on chain items can go back in the game. So what that will mean is, if you're a player and, for example, you're leveling up and you just leveled up and you've got a chest, the items that you unlock and you're rewarded in those chests can now be traded on chain. So say, for example, you've just unlocked a skill and you don't want to teach it to your monster because you already got that. You can then bring that item on chain by crafting it as an NFT. Then you can go onto our marketplace or any other secondary marketplace and list that skill, for example, as a purchasable item. And then another player that doesn't have that or hasn't leveled up or unlocked it can purchase that, bring it in the game, and teach it to its monster. So then you, as the player who's earned that reward, you've now made some money from whatever you listed that NFT at. So it's like creating that whole ecosystem there.
That is, I like that, right? Being able to take, right, if you don't like it, you'll be able to sell it, right? And actually, like gain, some profits from that too as well. And kind of like talking about the actually like love monsters themselves, right? Is there like certain rarity like traits that get you like certain perks, or like what are some of the perks of actually having each and every single one of them?
So there's different things. So obviously, depending if you're playing the game or whether you just want to stake your monsters. So if you just want to go to the monster hub and stake your love monster, rarities have different multipliers. So it ranges from one, like nothing, to two. So if you've got a legendary or unique, you have a double, 2 times multiplier in there for your staking rewards. And as you level up the monster, the more daily rewards you earn. We do have other things in the game, such as like certain traits will have different meanings in the battle. If you've got wings, visually you'll see different sorts of attacks and animations happening. But yeah, there's a lot, but obviously all these features are things that we're continuously upgrading and building out and releasing as new features.
Yeah, no, like I said, it seems to be like very well kind of like thought out. So you can actually stake them, and like when you stake them, like what exactly are you earning?
LMT, which is our Love Monster token, which
Hmm.
we're actually planning to roll. Well, we're going to be deploying that in January on chain. That'll be listed on DEXs and in the future, obviously,
Oh,
centralized exchanges too, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. So you'll be able to earn that as a token. Literally, you can stake your Love Monster and start to earn LMT daily rewards, all off chain as well, and there's no fees for that.
oh, okay, interesting. I like that. Like you already have that part like kind of thought up of. I like that, and kind of like going into the mobile game. It's a game that you can actually both get on Apple and like or I say Android, but that's the way I know it. Or is it or is it just in just one marketplace?
No, yeah, it's Apple and Android, so you
Sweet.
can get it on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Mhm,
And once we've integrated with Sphere One, the payment processing thing I was telling you
mhm.
about, we're going to then release our desktop versions. So you'll be able to play it on Windows and Mac also.
Oh, oh, that's very
Yeah.
interesting. No, I like that, and kind of talking about the your Maverick like Meta Labs. You said you're going to building out other games too as well. Are you guys are you pretty much running like that studio? Is that or is there other
Yeah,
people
that's my
involved in
studio.
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, so that's my studio. We have a team. We have our own in-house team of developers. Yeah. So the idea is obviously Love Monster is the main and the only focus at the minute. But in the future, once we keep scaling and growing, yeah, we'd love to release other games. We've got plenty of ideas for cool games and other projects we want to put out.
yeah, I like that, and kind of like going back to like kind of my gaming kind of like question too, right? Because like I said, I'm a big Web3 gaming gets a lot of flack, right? Everyone says like, oh, it sucks. There's no really like quality
Yeah.
games and everything like that. So when do you think the sentiment will change, where you can actually whether it could be on this chain or because Illuvium's doing a lot of good stuff, other things are doing good things too as well. But when do you think we'll actually have a game in Web3 they can kind of be in the least in the same ballpark as some of like the like Xbox, PlayStation, other things like that. Like how far do you think we're out from that, in your opinion?
Um, I mean, I honestly think that there's game companies out there that are making games. Like Shrapnel is an amazing game.
Hmm.
They've got a great team. I'd say that they're a AAA game, and I'd say that they're on par with the same sort of quality. I just feel like like you said, Web3 game. There's a lot of Web3 games out there, and a lot of them aren't good. What we've done is ours is it is a Web3 game. Obviously, you can take your Love Monster NFTs. That's your in-game character, but it's a lot of the stuff is done off chain. We had a blockchain reach out to us this week. We had a call with them, and there's some cool ideas that they showed us. They showcased how you can walk around, but they showed us like an adventure game. And as the user was walking around this world, it was picking up rocks, and it was picking up wood and resources, and all of these things were being recorded live on the blockchain. And that's something that we're quite interested in for our next release, which is called the Monsterverse, which is where your love monsters will be able to go out in an open world, explore the land plots, collect resources, build. So, but that's like further down the line. But yeah, it was a great demonstration what they showed us. And it's interesting too to see that all being recorded live on chain as you're actually exploring.
No, I like that. I love open world games. I'm more of an open world games guy myself. So, I would ask you this though. Realistically, that's like about another couple years down the road or something like that. If you could kind of like, just kind of, I guess you could say not predict though, but kind of guesstimate when we would probably see like an open world type game like that from you guys.
From us, I'd say the groundwork will be beginning next year, like towards the second half, towards the end of next year. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to build that out. It's not just financial cost of it, but it's just like the development time it takes. You need a good big team to build that, a good sized team. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we want to work on. Like I said, first thing we want to do is release our land plots, and then plan out how that's going to work, how the users are going to be able to generate these resources, how it's going to work, and tie them with all the other games. Ideally, what you'll do is you'll walk around this open world. You can bump into other players live, then you can hop back into the battle arena. You can have a fight in our current game, and then continue on with your day and collecting resources. But like I said, there's a lot of work and a lot of moving parts to make that function correctly.
You hear that, guys? It takes a long while, right? So if somebody comes out and tells you they already have this game kind of built out and it did it in a month, be on the lookout for that. But you talked about like your metaverse land and everything like that. I find that like very interesting. Can you kind of go more kind of in detail if you can? Like I know there's like still kind of out there and everything like that, but could you kind of go more into that?
Yeah, so some of that is like it's in our white paper or monster paper as we call it. But yeah, so the idea is to have 4 different types of land plots. We're going to have love land, quarries, forests, and then the mines. And each land plot will generate different resources apart from the love land, which is a non-resource generating land plot. And basically what we want to do is build out a full ecosystem where in the middle of the Monsterverse we will have like our city where there'll be casinos, shops, all of these interactive games and places where you can go and explore. And then everyone will have their own land plot which will have different coordinates. You'll be able to upgrade your land plots, you'll be able to build on them, and one of our revenue models we're trying to build and figure out is, say for example you owned a forest plot and you built a mini casino on your land plot. Well, what we'd like to do is share some of the revenue that the casino in the center of the map makes with people that have built these casinos and shops and all of that on their plots, just to make it a play to earn game, make it fair and spread that with the community.
No, see that's very interesting too as well. Actually being able to actually get some rev share like off that land. And I kind of want to go into, you had mentioned that you could actually upgrade like your NFTs, right? And is that through like the breeding mechanism though? But you kind of go more in depth on actually being able to upgrade each love monster.
Yeah, so they're upgradable in different ways. So you can upgrade them in levels. You'll be able to upgrade them physically as well, which is something we're going to be releasing, which is the monster wardrobe. That'll be like it's on our roadmap for next year. So there'll be like a wardrobe where you can personalize your monster. Say for example you want to put a different cap on it, a different jumper, clothing, eyewear, all these different items that you want to change on your monster. You can upgrade them in that way, and that will be reflected on chain also. They're upgradable in the sense that you can level them up, and that is all recorded as well on chain and in the metadata of the monster. That can be done through either playing or through the Monster Hub, which is where you stake them. Then you use energy, which is our secondary like rewards token, to upgrade that monster.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, no, that's very cool. So it's kind of like the, as you can say, like you have different in-game currencies, kind of like, I guess you can say actually like smooth love potion and things like that. No, I'm a big kind of fan of that. And then also too, I was noticing like, is there, and I love this too, like zombie edition. Like, can you kind of go more in depth about that? Like, what is that?
So the zombie edition was just a collection that we decided to put out, and we didn't let anyone know what the actual utility was going to be. But I released it. I think it was at Halloween this year, just gone. And what they'll do, different traits that the zombies have, you'll have different utility for them in the game. So whether you burn that zombie to become a skin for your love monster, or there's some that, for example, have an axe in their head, so you'll be able to use the zombie with an axe to go and chop down wood in the forest plots, so, or to unlock different types of skills. So there's going to be different utility based on the different attributes that the zombies have. So there's definitely a lot of cool potential and fun stuff to be achieved or unlocked, should I say, from having a zombie NFT.
Yeah, no, and it's just like I said, you guys have like so much kind of like going on too, and I had different like there's so many upgradable like things like currencies. Like this is very well kind of like thought out, and kind of like with all this gaming and everything like that. Like, why do you think that NFTs are so? I guess you can say to like regular gamers, like kind of shunned in a weird way. It was kind of like very taboo. Like, why do you think that is? Because pretty much what they're doing right now with all these like microtransactions and certain like skins that they get in Fortnite, it's very much like it's pretty much the same thing. Like, when do you kind of like think that kind of like tide will change and people will start kind of accepting like NFTs like in games?
Yes, I mean, that's part of what we're trying to build out, like, is cross that bridge, because like you said, so many people spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars in these games. And I mean, I'm guilty for it myself. I play a lot of Warzone. I used to play a lot of Warzone, and I would spend hundreds of dollars a month on skins and different weapons and all of these things that you can unlock. But at the end of the day, I can never ever sell that or get any money back from the money I spent in the game. So part of the thing that we're trying to solve here is bringing in Web2 gamers to our Web3 game and showing them the power of, look, you can play this game, you can own a love monster, you can upgrade it, you teach it the skills and the moves that your monster learns are then bound to that monster. All of the stats and time you put into upgrading that monster is also on there. So you're adding value to your in-game character. And when you finish with playing the game, or you want to upgrade or swap out to a different monster, you can just go and list that on the marketplace and generate some revenue. So hopefully when we can sort of bridge that gap, and that's what I'm saying, like the whole Sphere 1 partnership will make that a lot easier for people to transition from Web 2 to Web 3, because hopefully they won't feel like they're on the blockchain. Well, they won't feel like they're on the blockchain. They'll be in our ecosystem, in our marketplace, playing our game. They'll unlock these rewards and be able to sell them, and they can cash out at any time through listing these items. So I feel like breaking down these barriers is going to help smooth that process out for people, and knock down that wall.
Yeah, no, it's a very good kind of answer. I like y'all's approach on it too as well. You're still not forgetting like the Web 2 side of it as well. And do you guys by any chance, like speaking of Web 2, have any kind of like merch coming, or do you have any merch out right now?
Yeah, so we've actually got some hats being made at the moment. They should be ready before Christmas. And yeah, I've got some t-shirts and hoodies coming too. I was actually speaking to Mad from Mad Skulls this week or at the weekend, and he was letting me know about a way that they're building out their own Shopify store, which is gated through the NFTs. So if you own a Love Monster, or in their case a Mad Skulls, you can access their marketplace and purchase the merch, which I think is a great thing. So yeah, hopefully we can build something out similar to that, where Love Monster holders or zombie holders can come in and get our merch. It gives it a bit more exclusivity too.
Yeah, no, I like y'all's like branding too as well. Like I said, it's very like cute, but also like it's something that I would wear. Like, I mean, I would rock a Love Monster hat and shirt and everything like that. Like, no, I just very brandable. So I like that approach of what you guys have done with that. And
Thank you.
I want everybody to kind of like know a little bit more about AVax, in a sense of, usually like a lot of people from Polygon kind of watch my show, a little bit of Cardano too as well, but kind of like Polygon's kind of known for being very, 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 kumbaya, very friendly, and jumping on each other's spaces and doing things like that. Like, how is the AVax ecosystem as far as like spaces and you guys supporting each other, whether it be chicken, mad skulls, sausages, like how is that whole ecosystem and how supportive are each one of you guys to each other? For people that don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a really supportive ecosystem. Really, like I speak to the chicken guys a lot. They've taught me a lot of things and introduced me to a lot of people. Same with Mad Skulls. Like there's a lot of we all share knowledge and help each other out as much as we can. And we're all obviously very busy with our own projects, but we always go above and beyond, I'd say, to help each other out. Especially, like I said, the Mad Skulls and chicken guys. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and do you guys have spaces that you guys have every week?
Yeah, so we host the Monster Cast every Wednesday. It's called the Hump Day Show. So that's tomorrow. Yeah, every Wednesday, Vincent Van Ho hosts that for us, along with Sam the Carpet Man.
Yeah.
And yeah, they host that. I'll jump on there. I jump on there like once a month if I can, hopefully more, just to share like alpha updates and what we're building, and yeah, just it's good to obviously be in touch with the community as well. I try to be involved as much as I can.
And kind of like, speaking of that, right? Kind of like you like being very busy and being in the community, and you guys grinding and building and everything like that. Like, one, like how? Because I haven't been actually with you guys for very long, right? I've kind of been more on the Polygon Cardano side, right? It's been great being here with AVax with you guys. I love it, love the vibes, love everything. But as far as like you guys grinding through a bear market, like one, how has this bear market treated you, right? And two, like what lessons have you learned in this bear market?
That's a good question. The bear market's been. I think we've been through a lot at Love Monster. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. But I mean, yeah, I think we had a lot of people in the beginning doubting what we were building, because there was, like you said, there were so many games out there that said they were building a game. They said that they made all these promises. But yeah, I feel like we are one of the only projects out there that has actually released a game. We've got our own marketplace. We have a fully built out ecosystem where you can stake your Love Monsters. We've got the little mini casino in there. Yeah, we've been busy. I think it was more of like, let's just get our heads down, ignore all the noise and build through this bear market, because we all know what's coming soon, hopefully. Yeah, and it was just like focus on getting a good product out. We've got a great community. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's been a tough bear market, but I feel like now things are starting to look up. Like, I feel like now our game's out, we've like proven to people that we are serious about this project. So yeah, I'm happy. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, you wouldn't change. Yeah, I mean, it sucked. Don't get me wrong. I felt like it was forever, right? And
Yeah.
you had said something too that actually that I meant to go back on and ask you on. So I'm gonna go ask you about the casino. Like, what's that? What does that kind of like entail? And like, you can kind of walk us through the actual casino.
Yeah, so it was basically, we built out the Monster Hub as like because also we had all these holders, we wanted to keep people engaged. So it was like, let's build something until our game comes out where they can stay entertained, they can earn their rewards, which was like the whole staking idea. So the casino was just, all it is a wheel of fortune. So you go on there, it costs you 50 LMT a spin. 10 of those 50 LMT gets added to the jackpot, which can only be won by like community members, and then the rest of it, the 40, goes into a pot which we either burn. We burnt literally all of what we've received, so we're like, we just burn it to obviously bring that supply down. And yeah, like we want to build out a few like idle games or mini games in there, like blackjack, like cool fun games that people can play with. But for now, it's just a wheel of fortune.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, see, like I said, you guys have got so many different moving parts. It's just what kind of strike, and you and Chicken and Mad Skulls is something that's really something I haven't really experienced, in a sense of like, there's a very well thought out ecosystem. Like, everything is put together very well, and everything kind of blends together like very well too. So that was something I myself hadn't really experienced on either like kind of blockchain. Like, Cardano's kind of a little hit or miss. Nothing to say bad about Cardano. We don't really have that kind of like in Polygon, right? But you guys, it's a very well oiled machine, right? All of you guys. So hats off to you guys on that. And kind of speaking again, kind of going to AVax, right? Like, where do you kind of see AVax kind of going, the actual kind of like coin, right? You don't have to do like price predictions or anything like that, but do you believe that AVax, one, the actual like cryptocurrency will be like in the top 5 or whatever, right? And then two, how do you think the AVax NFT ecosystem will be too once this bull run kind of kicks off, in your own opinion?
I literally had this conversation today. So I feel AVax could be a top 5 coin, for sure. I won't give any price predictions, but I think it's going to do well in this next run. I mean, there's a lot of, like I said, great projects being built on Avalanche. In terms of, what was the other part you said? Sorry.
The NFT
Where do
ecosystem.
I see it?
Yeah, like you see,
the
like
NFT ecosystem.
yes,
yeah. I feel like with like what Hyperspace is doing, I think that's. Initially, I thought it was bad, but I've actually been talking to them. Like, it's not about the creator royalties, and I think that's what had a lot of people like up against and didn't like the idea of it. But at the end of the day, it's brought in a lot of eyes to Avalanche, so I think they've done their job there well. And like I've been speaking to them, like I'm more than happy to give up the creator royalties if it can bring in more eyes and to our project. You know, like it's all about bringing new people in, increasing our holders, more players on our game. So yeah, I think if it continues the way it's going, and like look at Alex Becker, for example, he's constantly talking about it, like how it's going to be one of the top contenders. I think the Avalanche NFT ecosystem will do great, really well.
No, I agree, because like I said, everything is very well thought out and everything has like a purpose, right? So like I said, I think you guys and Chicken, Love Monster, Mascalls, and of course many others are going to do very well. And kind of like speaking of that though, right? Like kind of talking about like AVax, and do you guys, I know you guys love it here, right? And I know the future games is cross-chain. Is that something that you have in the back of your mind of going kind of like cross-chain?
Yeah.
Or you guys are going to, so you are.
It is, yeah. So for our land plots, for the Monsterverse stuff, the idea is to go cross-chain, and my main reason is because if you can tap into onto other chains' communities, that's going to bring more attention back to your game. And if we can tie in our Monsterverse game, like our land plots, with the Love Monsters Arena of Legends game, it's just going to bring in more players, and more players can start trading their assets. You just open up your doors to more people. So yeah, 100%. I'm all for going cross-chain. Like I said before, like we spoke to a different chain, and they offered us like, hey, come cross-chain. I don't want to do it yet. Obviously, I'm all focused on Avalanche, but next year, like once we start to build out the features for the land plots and the Monsterverse, definitely going to be looking at a purple chain like Polygon.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you that, right? Do you have like, I know like, you know, you can't really like confirm or deny or anything like that. You're still very much working on it, right? But if you could pick like maybe 3 to 5 chains you would like to like be on, like could you name some of those?
Yeah, I'd definitely say Polygon would be one. Obviously, Avalanche is where we're going to stay. Like that's where the Love Monsters will remain. But yeah, Polygon. I'm not really sure of any others that really have the people. I mean, Ethereum's good, but then you've got ridiculous gas fees, and people aren't going to pay that to come and play a game. Like if it's going to cost, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I'd have to have a look more into it. But at the minute, my eyes are more focused on something like going to Polygon for sure.
Oh, that's good. No, we would love to have you. Like I said, 1/3 nerd. He's in spaces with Matic Man, and like I said, it's great to actually see like cross-chain communities coming together. Because like a couple years ago, kind of in this last bull run, man, it was not like that. Like you would not dare, if you were like on ETH crossing to a Cardano space, you get stomped out. It just wasn't like that. So I'm liking this very much cross-chain, kind of like everybody like kind of coming together. Love that. And kind of with all these things you guys got going on, right? And the sentiment, I believe, in my own opinion, will change, right? Because a year from now, the halvening would have already happened, right? And I think things are going to start to look a lot better. Like, where would you guys like to be a year from now?
For a year from now, I would like to have a much bigger player base. I'd love to have to say that Love Monster has been a number 1 contender in the App Store, is a number 1 contender in the App Store. I'd like to be looking at having obviously the Monsterverse side of things out, going cross-chain. Ideally, I'd like to, because we have everything built out now, all of our infrastructure's in place, it would be very easy for us to create another collection, not Love Monsters, but another collection that can be used inside of our game. So say, for example, we've designed a new collection of monsters, we minted them on Polygon. People would literally be able to bring those monsters from Polygon and play the Love Monster Arena of Legends game, or explore the Monsterverse, or stake them in our casino, because we have everything built out. So yeah, ideally, I'd say starting to tap into other chains, growing our community, and yeah, just being like a leading project.
Yeah. See, that's great. I think you guys are going to do very well, especially if you come on over here to Polygon and hang out too. I think I said the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to struggle through asking this question because I'm going to try not to laugh, right? But as of the time of this recording, right, and who knows where it's going to be a month from now, whenever this interview comes out, right? But not only has Alex Becker talked about Avalanche, right, and the gaming and everything like that, but there is something that has arisen from Avalanche, right, that is taking the meme place by storm. What is your kind of take on cock in you, right? And like, I don't know, like, what's kind of your take on the whole thing? As you're sitting back, kind of watching it, right? Like, I don't know, what's your kind of opinion on the whole thing?
I'm glued to my screen at the minute. Yeah, I think I think it's crazy. I honestly, I'm totally surprised by what it did. I got in as it launched. I literally had alarms set on my phone. I actually had one set at 9 a.m. because I got the time zones wrong. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Then I was out for lunch, and I was like, oh, we got to go home. So I came back, and yeah, I got in when it launched. It's ridiculous, and I think it's still got. What's it at now? It's at like 39 million market cap. No, 40 million market cap right now.
Yeah.
And I still think it's got a lot of potential and legs. I mean, it's 4 or 5 days old, right? So, I mean, who knows where this will go in a week to 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've actually been talking to one of the, I won't say his name, one of the founders of it, and we've built them a little platform, and it's called holdyourcock.com. And you can go on there and check your balance, and if you paper handed, you would see now what you would have had in USD value. So say you, for example, you sold at a low, or when you thought it was a high, and now we're at a new all-time high, you'll be able to see what you could have potentially had, which is kind of a bad thing. And it's cool because it says, like, let's see if you cocked up, like, let's see if you messed up. So yeah, hopefully I'll get that finished this week. I've just been so busy, obviously, with Love Monster and one of the partner integrations we're working on. But yeah, that should be out this week. So hopefully the community can start to see it. Because I see a big guy got out today. I think there's like 170k that someone sold. But I think he's completely gone now. Let's get the paper hands out and let's get this cock rising. keep your cock up.
Yeah. So what do you have to say to people that say that, like, well, I mean, like meme coins, like, this is bad for the whole ecosystem, right? And, you know, this is not how we're going to get, like, you know, legitimized and everything like that. Like, I think, like, me personally, it's fun, man. It brings volume into it brought attention into AVax, so, right? But what would you say to people that say that?
I think, I don't agree with that. I think meme coins are fun. They're risky, obviously, so you do have to be careful. But I mean, it's not just any old meme coin. It's not a rug. It's been created by, like, the leading, like, Chicken and number one on Avalanche NFT project, and it's been created by, like, 2 of the top members of their community. Like, these guys have locked up liquidity. Yeah, I think it's amazing what they've done. Hats off to them. Like, honestly, I think it's great. And yeah, anyone that thinks meme coins are bad for this makes crypto fun. Look at the vibes at the minute with everyone on Twitter and everywhere. Like, we're glued to our screens looking at our cocks all day long. So I mean, yeah.
And I'm fighting right now to, like, just sit here and look at it, though. But also, like, you know, too, it's been great, right? And I just think that, you know, it brought a lot of attention. It brought even more attention. If Alex Becker wasn't enough, it brought even more attention to the whole AVax kind of ecosystem. Definitely. So I definitely agree with you on that, and I appreciate you, like, coming on, like, you know, like, my show and sitting down and talking with me. But before you go, is there any community members you want to shout out, or anybody you want to shout out, or anything else you want to say before you go?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out the whole team, because like, without the team, this wouldn't be possible. Like they work hard, they work really hard. We've got a great team in place at the minute. And yeah, I'd like to shout out all the community for like supporting us and standing by us through this entire, the whole bear market, and being there supporting us and shouting us out to the rest of the world, because without the community and the team, it's not just me, like it's bigger than that. So yeah, thanks to them, and thank you for having me today.
Oh, and actually, like, one more thing before you go. So somebody kind of new coming into AVax, right? Like, how would they go about, like, what's the easiest way to get a love monster?
Yeah, just go to the marketplace.lovemonsternft.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can get one there, or join our Discord, and then there's loads of people in the community that help them, like guide them through what to do, the first steps. But yeah, our marketplace would probably be the first place to go.
Gotcha.
I'd say.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you guys like having me on. You haven't. Man, I can't even mess it up. I never mess up. I appreciate you coming on my show. And like I said, I want to thank you for that. So, guys, you hear that? Discord, and get onto the Love Monster Marketplace. And guys, if you like content like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, download, follow me on X, follow Love Monster on X, and I will see you guys around on the next one. Take care.